attended from the last 9 days. So we got almost 1200 plus audience who has attended regularly for all the webinars. So today we reached up to now 63 now. Definitely in the next 5-10 minutes, we'll be reaching another 150 people will be there. On an average, every day we are receiving 150, 180. These kind of participants we are getting. So thank you very much each and everyone for supporting us, for helping us in terms of forwarding the links and all. It is a simple gratitude technique that you are giving back to society. That's it. You are helping your friends to learn something. And today this webinar also will ignite something to someone to establish their career in this research. So I'm 100% having confidence on you people. Definitely this webinar will be helpful, useful, interactive to make a next step in your career. So with this, I request Dr. Jyotishi to introduce Prabhakar Reddy sir, his profile, and we'll get into the session. Sir, I'm sorry, sir. We have given very limited time to you. The reason is people should not get a lengthy kind of thing. That is the protocol we have kept for the last 9 days. So please do bear with me. Please do complete the session max in 1 hour, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Definitely. I will not make bore.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you for accepting us in accepting our invitation, sir. So, Dr. Prabhakar Reddy sir is accomplished researcher, eminent teacher in pharmaceutical science. Currently, sir is serving as head principal at University College of Pharmaceutical Science, Palmur University. It is in Mahabubnagar, Telangana state. Sir completed his B Pharmacy in University College of Pharmaceutical Science, Kakatiya University. M.Pharm from Andhra University, PhD from Kakatiya University, and PDF from Butler University, USA. Dr. Prabhakar Reddy sir is a senior research fellowship from Council of Scientific and Research Scientists, CSIR, New Delhi. Sir is also it is very big. Sir has 28 high index papers, more than 22,000 citations published, and sir published 2 books, received 2 research grants, 1 patent, editorial board member in national and international journals, reviewer in national and international journals. Dr. Reddy is a resource person for UGC, AICT sponsored seminars, expert committee member for research review meetings and evaluation of M.Pharm PhD thesis. And sir has an extensive research experience in nanoparticles, solid lipid nanoparticles, sublingual tablets, fast disintegrating tablets, solid dispersions, smooth disintegrating tablets, etc. And he has more than 80 research publications in several international and national journals. And sir guided 150 M.Pharm students and 8 PhD students. Sir traveled to various countries like USA, Germany, Switzerland, and so many are there here. And sir is a life member for IPA, IPGA, and IPS, APTI. And sir is president of Telangana Registered Pharmacist Association, TRPH. Now that 2 groups has more than 1,000 members, active members. And sir is a secretary for IPGA, Indian Pharmacist Graduate Association. And very importantly, sir is a council member for our Pharmacy Council of India, New Delhi. We welcome you, sir. With this, I wanted to welcome sir. Still it is more than 6 pages. I made it cut short into 1.5 pages, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. So we got almost 82 participants as of now, sir. Still people are joining. I think you are on mute. People are there across the India. So it's like you are sitting in front of India map. People are there. So it's all over to you, sir. Please. I think you are on mute. Let me unmute you. Yes, sir. You can speak now.
Yeah.
Bangalore. Yeah.
Good evening, all of you. Thank you for organizers giving this opportunity. So this is the, yeah. Yeah, is it visible to you, all of you?
Yes, sir. Everything is clear, sir. Audio, video, everything is clear.
Great, perfect.
Thank you,
so this is my second talk in this month. So really, I'm very thankful to Hari and Jyoti for the continuous effort for this making webinars. So I'm the last person, but I will not make for you. It's a 90 minutes talk, but I will take only 45 minutes. Our organizer has given fixed time. Now it is 6:11. So before 7, I'm going to conclude. And after that, you can ask questions or you can contact me through mail. Okay. Next slide, please. So today's topic is how to become a successful researcher. So this is very, very important. And always remember, your research is not to impress the audience. You should remember in your life. Tell them all you know about a subject. Present every little detail of your work is not required. Next, please. So what is exact research? Give the audience a sense of what your idea or work is. Make them want to read your paper and get feedback on your work. This is the purpose of research. Next. So there are a lot of definitions. Just go to Google, you'll get a lot of definitions. Here I'm giving very important definitions. Research is a systematic attempt to provide answer to questions. Research is a systematic way of asking questions, a systematic method of inquiry. Next. So research is knowledge acquisition gained through reasoning, through intuition, but most importantly, the use of appropriate methods. That is called scientific method. So because we are belongs to science background, we need always scientific methods. Next. So there are a lot of myths about research. Research is gathering data from different resources such as books, journals, magazines, or internet. Research is merely rearranging facts or transporting facts from one resource to another. The term you say research, search, somebody done, again you're doing research. Next, please. So I told scientific method. What is scientific method? So these 10 points is very, very important. You can start either your B.Pharm project work or M.Pharm project work or PhD or postdoc, whatever it is. First, choose a question to investigate. What exactly you want to do research? This is very, very important. Second, identify a hypothesis related to the question. Third, make testable predictions in the hypothesis. Fourth, design an experiment to answer hypothesis question. Fifth, collect data in experiment like your literature survey. Sixth, determine the results, because once you start your work, then according to their methods, you get results and assess their validity, whether exactly you're getting or not. And seventh, determine if results support or refute your hypothesis. So whatever you're imagining or whatever your research papers results matching or not, you can check it. Next, please. So development of research skills. How to conduct good research. Number one, new skills, better understanding and interpretation of the literature. That is the reason, no, if you want, especially in the PhD, you should go for literature minimum 1 to 2 months. Minimum. And M.Pharm level at least 15 days. And better understanding and interpretation is very, very important. Recognize new questions that need investigation. So every day, the day when you start your research, the end of the day you submit the thesis, whether it's 1 year or 3 years or 5 years. Last day of the submission of the thesis, you should search the literature. You can add in your thesis. Next. So search for the truth. There are 5 sources. Number one, custom and tradition, authority, personal experience, deductive reasoning, and scientific inquiry. These 5 points are very, very important in the research. Next. So what is deductive research? In deductive reasoning, thinking proceeds from general assumption to specific application. That is one. Next. Inductive reasoning. Conclusions about events are based on information generated through many individual and direct observations. Next, please. Scientific method. What is scientific method? Systematic, cyclic, series of logical steps. Identifying the problem, formulating a hypothesis, developing the research plan, collecting and analyzing the data, interpreting results, and forming conclusions. This is your total research work, either B.Pharm or M.Pharm or PhD or postdoc. Next. So how you are going to identify the problem? First, main important step, theoretical basis, professional practice, personal experience, sheer curiosity. First, you should have interest. Remember, my dear students, teachers, and fellow colleagues, you should have interest. You should do for yourself. Then automatically you'll get the interest. So start as a broad question that must be narrowed. I'll give an example. For example, EsPharma student, he want to do formulation and evaluation of fast dissolving tablets. Just go to Google or go to PubMed. You can type it. You'll get 100 to 1000. If you do type in Google, you get lakhs. So try to go to PubMed. You type your broad question. Then you can make it narrow. Whether you want to do on which area, whether you want to do anti-ulcers or pick a specific area, that is a narrow. That is the meaning of broad question to narrow question. Problem statement, experimental approach to the problem. So always you only giving the question, and at the end of the day, you are answering a question. Next, please. So 3 categories when selecting a research problem: those who know precisely what they want to do and have a well-conceived problem; those who have many interest areas and are having difficulty deciding exactly what they want to study; those who do not have any idea about a worthwhile research problem. So please, you can decide where you are, whether you are in first or second or third. Next, please. So philosophy of a graduate education, mentorship is very, very important. Remember, always guide is important. Work with a professor or researcher that has established a research agenda. Then only you can become success. Next, please. So developing a research plan. A strategy must be developed for gathering and analyzing the information that is required to test the hypothesis or answer the research question. There are 4 parts: selection of relevant research methodology, just I told, identification of subject or participant, description of data gathering procedure, specification of the data analysis technique. And you should do in pilot studies, a small. Sometimes if it is a human related, IRB is there, institutional review board, you should take the permission, either human ethical committee or animal ethical committee, then you can proceed. Next, please. I told pilot study. What is pilot study? Project or pilot experiment is a small scale preliminary study conducted in order to evaluate feasibility, time, cost, adverse events, and effect size. This is very, very important. Next. So collecting and analyzing the data, following the predetermined protocols, time in the lab, the collecting data, analyzing the composite data, controlling the environment. Remember, in 1 year, especially MPharm, you should take 1 year as a serious. PhD, 3 to 5 years, you should take serious. Every day you should do something, And easiest part of the process is sometimes the most time-consuming part of the process. Sometimes if you are stuck somewhere, immediately you can shift that method to other method. Don't stay at that particular point. Next, please. Next. So interpreting results and forms. So once you complete your work in the lab, you should interpret it. How you are going to interpret previous published papers. So data analysis is not an end in itself. There's evidence support is very, very important. Always in the research and results and discussion, you need some evidence, previous publications. You should compare that your data with previous publications. You can keep in the brackets. I got this much result, already X done like this, already Y done like this, already Gen like this. So accept or reject the hypothesis, then you can give a conclusion. Next. So this is exactly root. You see, question. You should identify hypothesis form, research plan, data collection, results discussion, then interpretation. If you are failed, again go for new question and repeat it. Next. So I'm giving steps. Identify the research question or problem area. Number 1, initial review of literature. Just as I told, literature review is very, very important. Day 1 to day end. Distilling the question to a specific research problem. Continued review of literature. I already told. Continued every 6 months, every 1 month. Formulation of hypothesis. Determining the basic research approach. Identifying the population and samples. Next, please. Designing the data collection plan. Selecting or developing specific data collection. Instruments or procedures. So try to find the what type of instruments are required. What type of methods you require. Try to download the papers. Make a printout. at least MPharm level, 50 to 100, PhD level, 200 to 300. These are the publications are important. Nowadays, now people are coming, showing in the mobile. No, you take a printout. You make a table form, your author name, what is a drug, what is the method, in vitro studies, in vivo studies, your conclusion. Like that, you can make your own table, then you can plan your own research. And choosing the method of data analysis, implementing the research plan, and preparing the final research report. So these 12 points are very, very important in your research agenda. Next. So how you are going to become a successful? Because the title I kept, successful researcher. Highly motivated students are important. Either a teacher or student, you should have motivation. Willing to take responsibility. Remember, you are the person to take responsibility. Don't blame on mentor. You are the answerable. Passionate, optimistic, emotional about the values, innovation-based ideas, innovator mindset, able to deal with uncertainty. Sometimes you get a lot of problems. You should face that. Able to deal with uncertainty, more alert to opportunities than others, good social skills, plan exceptionally well. Next, please. So the research problem I told. So in research language, the problem is typically posed and examined as a question, commonly known as research question. That is your title of your thesis. Many times your mentor will give. Sometimes you can discuss with your mentor. Nothing wrong. So scientific research typically starts with a question, a problem through deductive reasoning, and comes up with the theory through inductive reasoning. Next, please. Research is an organized and systematic search for answer to the questions. Research involves a systematic and scientific investigation of a problem with a definite purpose. The process of creating knowledge using empirical observations and logical analysis according to conventions of the scientific community. Next, please. Scientific research components: question, hypothesis, testing, results. These four are very, very important. Next. So how to write a research proposal? This is very, very important for staff members, teachers. Nowadays, every college is going for NAC or NBA. They're asking projects. So for that, this is very, very important. Research refers to a search for knowledge. Research means a scientific and systematic search for pertinent information on a specific topic. In fact, research is an art of scientific investigation. The purpose of research is to discover answers to questions through the application of scientific procedures. Remember, my dear friends, you should have always the evidence. You should have the research papers. That whatever the method you should showing, immediately you can write as a reference. Because in the Viva Voice exam, in the research review meeting, RRMs, people will ask you, show me the proof. Always you should go with your literature. Otherwise, simply they will put you in dustbin. They will reject your thesis. They will fail you in RRM. So you should be very, very careful. Next, please. Types of research: exploratory or formulative, descriptive, diagnostic, hypothesis. So generally, fourth we will go in our scientific pharmacy research. Next. One-time research, field setting research, or laboratory research, simulation research, clinical or diagnostic, historical, conclusion oriented, decision oriented, especially clinic pharm people will do, doctors will do. Next. Now coming to proposal. Any medical research or epidemiological study should have a proper proposal in written form before it is actually carried out. It is like a blueprint of a building plan before the construction starts. So if your mother or father wants to construct a building, what they will do? They'll go to an engineer. Engineer will give a blueprint. Exactly. After 1 year, you can check it. What are the plan given by engineer? Your builder will make that. That is the concept. Same thing in our research also. You should have a blueprint. Your mentor will give to your blueprint. You should follow it. That's all. When I started my research, my mentor, Dr. Venkatesh, given a blueprint. I followed. After 4 years or 5 years, we got the results. So same thing you should remember in your life. This is very, very important. Next, please. So writing a research proposal is both science and art. Last month I told you art of teaching. So here also there is an art. You should publish articles. Writing, scientific writing is very, very important. A good research proposal is based on scientific facts and in the art of clear communication. Remember, clear communication. Next. Writing a formal research proposal should be started by the time one has decided on the topic for the study. So immediately in your brain, you have some topic. According to that, you can collect the data, you can write your research proposal, you can send to either DST or DBT or AICTS or PCA. Then they will scrutinize, they will call for interview. You should answer the questions. One fine, they will get the grant, either 10 lakhs or 20 lakhs or up to 1 crore. Then you can start your research. Next. So in the research proposal, what should be there? Number one, objective. Number two, justification. Why I should give a money, a 10 lakhs or 1 crore to you. You should justify at the national level or international level with the help of literature survey. Introduction, you should write it. For example, you want to write on cancer. So write about it. What is a cancer? Types of cancer. And go specific. You want to work on breast cancer or colon cancer or ovarian cancer. That is the ultimate. So which drugs are there in the market? And what type of drugs are available? So in that you want to do nano, either liposome. So you can decide. So background, review of literature, methodology, time frame, 3 years or 5 years, work schedule. You should mention exactly. Okay, first 6 months research survey, second 6 months bringing all instruments, chemicals. Next, second year work, bench work, third year bench work, fourth year preparing, writing papers, and finally summary conclusion, writing thesis, submitting, then going for viva voice, finally you going to award. So methodology, time frame, personal needed. You want to do alone? You want to take one, either scholars, facilities needed, available, and budget. I don't know, 10 lakhs to 1 crore. Now people are ready, agencies are ready. Depending on your worth of project, they can sanction. Next, please. So this is very important and pivotal section, and everything else in the study is centered around it. The objective of the proposed study should be stated very clearly. You should not keep too many objectives. Remember, if there is more than one objective, the objectives can be presented in an appropriate order of importance. So the evaluators will be confused. So you should have a clear objective. Next, please. Introduction. The problem proposed to be studied is introduced in this section. It should be help the reader to acquaint with the topic. Next. The problem should be stated in such a way that its importance and relevance is realized by anyone who reads it. I told cancer, but don't write other diseases. Be specific. Next. Background, I don't know. Review of literature is very, very important. So in this section, what is already known about the topic is written, including the lab. It is important to make it coherent, relevant, easily readable knowledge. It also helps the investigator to have an insight on different methodologies that could be applied. Next, please. It may be understood as a science of studying how research is done scientifically, systematically, solve the research problem. That is the research methodology. Next. It is necessary for the researcher to know not only the research methods or techniques, but also methodology. Next. It is essential to discuss the procedures clearly and completely with the considerable amount of details. To give in detail procedure. Next. Study design, study population, sampling specification, sample sizes needed, instrumentation, I told already. What type of instruments? For example, if you want to do nano, you should have zeta sizer. You should have high pressure homogenizer, TEM, HPLC. So you should mention whatever the instruments you require. Any specific procedures already, how you are going to do your research work. Next. Study design. A study design is a specific plan or protocol for conducting the study, which allows the investigator to translate the conceptual hypothesis into an operational one. Next. The study design to be used should be appropriate for achieving the objective of the study. Next. Study population. How study subjects should be selected, randomization process, and other details should be given. It's very, very important. Next. Sample size. It's important to mention in the protocol what would be minimum sample required and how we are going to achieve, or what's the maximum sample size. Next. Description of the process, how exposures, outcome variables, and other variables are going to be measured should be described in detail. What statistical tests of significance should be used? Should have a statistical knowledge. Next. apply t-test, student t-test. And time frame, I told you, the proposal should include the sequence of tasks to be performed, the anticipated length of time required for its completion, and the personnel required. How many persons are required? You should mention in that. Next. Flowcharts and other diagrams are often useful for highlighting the sequencing and interrelationship of different activities in the study. Sometimes you should show in the graphic form. Facilities. The proposal should also include the important facilities required available for the study, namely computers, laboratories, special equipment. I told you, you can mention those things. Next. Personnel should be include who are the primary investigators and co-investigators, their qualification, research experience. Sometimes you want to do a big research plan, you can go for collaboration, nothing wrong, because in our study we did on leishmaniasis because we didn't have any facility. We went to Calcutta, IACB, Indian Institute of Chemical Biology, where there we found a great scientist there. We had a collaboration. We started. So collaboration is very, very important. Next. The budget translates project activities into monetary terms. Money is very, very important. So it's a statement of how much money will be required to accomplish the various tasks. You should mention individual. These are the amount for chemicals. These are the amount for instruments. These are the amount for scholarship. Everything you should mention. Dr. Nahid Ali, I told you, who is a scientist in IACB, Calcutta. We have a collaboration. We got a big project, taste project. So we given instrument to them. We take an instrument from us and we given all the chemicals to that lab. So we did a lot of collaboration work. So formulation being here, evaluation there. So like that, we can have a collaboration. Next. Budget, I don't know, salary for staff. Nowadays, no, because scholars are not coming easily. At least if you give 30 to 40,000 or maximum 50,000. Then travel. You want to go for other labs, travel is very, very important. Equipment, printing, xeroxing, consultancy charges, institutional overheads is very, very important. So every project you should keep at least 10%. Why? You're using water from that college or university. You're using electricity. So 1 crore means 10 lakhs go to university. That is the meaning of overhead. Next. Planning your research schedule. Choose something to research. Write about that you are passionately interested. I find that most of my research and writing tends to spring from wanting to find out more, understand more about a particular phenomenon that introduced me. Next. Next slide. So make sure that you set aside 1 or more periods of time each week when you develop yourself to research and don't learn. And plan your research chunks. This morning, today, this week, this month, I don't know, every minute, every day is very, very important. You should have a clear picture when you are going to complete your the 3 years or 5 years. Next. Next slide. Yeah. So be strategic about every bit of research time available. Think about the research. Make a start. Once you have an idea of piece of writing, create a file for it on your computer and write down anything, however rough and however brief, even if it is just a provisional title and some notes about your possible content. Everything. Work notebook is very, very important. Workbook is very, very important. Nowadays, evaluators are asking about workbook. Show me that. How experience you done? What is the raw data? Even publications, they are asking raw data. So try to keep everything on your notebook. Next. So once it is standard where you consider it ready to be available to others, publish it on your university's e-repository as a working paper that anyone will be able to access the paper digitally and references. Sometimes what happens nowadays, don't wait for 5 years. So every year you can 1 year, 1 research paper publish, second year, third year. So within nowadays, 3 papers are minimum they are asked. So later you can start writing thesis. So don't keep all the papers in the end of the day. Next. Connect for inspiration. Inspiration for research can come from many places. Attending conferences is very, very important. Seminars is very, very important. Now you're listening webinars. This is also very, very important. So these 3 are very, very important for your research. And latest academic literature in your field are all extremely important, but so are other strategies. So every day you should update your knowledge. Otherwise, it's very difficult. So there are a lot of social medias are there. LinkedIn is there. Twitter is there. Now it become X. Instagrams are there. Facebooks are there. So try to use for good purposes. Especially I'm telling LinkedIn is the best way to connect scientific. Other four are no, they are not scientific. So LinkedIn will give a lot of advantage. You can connect industry people. You can connect academic people. Next. So connect. Remember, I'm giving 3 times. It's important. Publicize your research and make connections with other researchers as much as you can. Attending APS, American Association of Pharma Scientists in USA, every year they conduct. Attending IPC, going to held in February every year. So these nation conferences, FIP. So you can share the knowledge. You can take the knowledge from other professors. So make contact with others working in areas related to your interests, even if they are in different departments or in other universities. Nothing wrong. Try to learn. Next. So good collaborators will and immensely to your own work. Bad ones will make you life difficult and you won't be happy with the outputs you produce. I told you, so always go with good collaboration. Definitely there is a lot of advantage. Next. So way to publish. Now you completed successfully your work. Now data is with you. Now going to scientific journals, conferences and workshops. So first you should go to conference, present, later you can publish. But once you publish, you cannot present. Remember this is very, very important. So before publishing, you can present, immediately you can publish in the form of conference proceedings or posters or talks, or you can write books, book chapters, technical reports, seminar presentations, popular science magazines. So where these all are very, very important. Next, please. Scientific journals, publication scientific journals are the most effective way to inform the scientific community about your work. Automatically, they will know your knowledge. Rely or on anonymous review by peer scientists. So once you publish an international publication, there are 3 peer reviewers. They will read, they will search, they will give their feedback to you. You should give the answers. Your paper will be published. So may require several submissions to different journals if rejected. Because I did when I'm doing my research, I'm sending journals, rejecting, but they're giving some answer questions, and I'm finding the answers, going other journal like that. But remember, publish in a good journal, good impact factor. I'm sorry to say, in India we have 10,000 journals, less than 1 only. But prefer international journals. Impact factor is very, very important. You take Nature 40 plus, Science 35 plus, Blood. So pharmacy, I cannot expect that much. At least 5 to 10 is good. Next. So just a little impact. What is impact factor? In a given year, the impact factor of a journal is the average number of citations to those papers that were published during 2 preceding years. 2003, for example, you can take A, B. A is the number of times articles published in 2001 and 2002 were cited by index journals during 2003. B is the total number of citable items in 2001 and 2002. So impact factor is A by B. Next slide. So I'm showing one example, live example. High impact, just have to know Nature, going on increasing. Science, Blood. Typically, impact factor more than 1 indicates good journal. I don't know India. Even India, no people are keeping international journal. No, it's not international. So only less than 1. Imagine. So your research should be go for international level. Then only you will recognize. Otherwise, nobody will care about your research work. If you say 100 papers, 200, 300, 400. Recently I'm going different universities as a evaluator. People are having 300 papers, 400 papers, but each paper how many? 10 members, 20 members. So what is your role? Always remember 1 or 2 or maximum 3. Don't be a ghost author. Don't be a guest author. You should either first author or corresponding author. My sincere request to all the research community, academic community, please, your paper should be either 10 is enough, nothing wrong. Don't go for run for number. Next. Conferences, I don't know, very, very important. Publications, conference proceedings are a faster way to distribute research findings, are thought to be less prestigious than journal publication. So nowadays, no, even no, but you should be very careful. Immediately can publish. Otherwise, no other fellow will copy. Next. So how to write a research paper? This is very, very important. Your work is completed. Now this is for students. Previously for teachers. So most experimental research papers have a very similar structure, the parts of which will be discussed in the following study. So minimum the length 10 to 15 pages, sometimes 4 to 8 pages, depending on your whether you want to research paper or review article. Next, first is abstract is very important. Every paper starts with abstract, about 100 to 150 words. The abstract also appears in electronic databases such as PubMed. I don't know. PubMed is very important, my dear friends. Write abstract after writing the actual paper so that you know precisely what you want to emphasize. Next, introduction. The introduction should start with a literature review about related research with many citations of other researchers. But I don't know. So whatever you want to do, you should mention other person. Then only you have an idea how to do your work. You should tell a story that readers can easily follow and understand why the study was conducted. Don't say that my mentor asked you to do. You are answerable. You are the person to give the answers in the final viva. Don't blame your mentor, please. Next, methods. I already told you, method is very important. So describe in detail what you did, subjects, apparatus, materials, procedures. You should write all in your workbook. Remember, workbook is very important. Don't cheat for yourself. You should answerable to you. It's a lifelong. Your research paper, your thesis is a lifelong. Remember. Next, results and discussion. So once you complete your work, see the results, compare with other papers, then write the discussion. Required for each reported experiment, present all measurements together with their statistical analysis. You should apply statistics. Now, a lot of software came. Next, SPSS is the best one. Finally, conclusions. In only one experiment is reported. This section should be titled General Discussion. Speculative interpretations of the results can also be included, but must be indicated as such. You could include an outlook on further research that you think should be conducted. Sometimes no further work, especially MPharm level, people will do in vitro studies, but in the PhD level, in vivo. Okay, so that is the further work. Next. So not all journals are created equal. Using impact factors to assess the impact of a journal. You might know there are, if you go to worldwide, 20,000 journals are there. But if you go to Google, you get top journals in pharmacy, top journals in medicine, you can get it. Next. Define impact factor. I don't know. Again, I'm giving very brief information. How the impact factor relates to finding the best journal in which to publish. Next. You should thankful to this person, the man who started impact factor, Eugene Garfield, great man. Next. So why is this different? Based on law indexing, in 1873, Garfield suggests that each article is given a code, and all works that cited that article would be linked to the original article. Did you see DOI number? That is the meaning code. So just you go to link the DOI number, you get all the information when it's published, what is the background. Next. So Garfield recommends keeping track of who cited the paper. Another point, now I did some work. X is doing, Y is doing. So how many people is referring your work? Your citation should be increased. That means you are great. Why? Your paper is number of times citation. Citation means good work. Nobody citing means not a good work. And don't do self-citation. Very dangerous. Next. So because citation, your impact factor will be there. Next. So in the early 1960s, back, Irving H. Shear and Eugene Garfield created the journal impact factor to help select journals for science citation index. Created the journal impact factor. I'm not going in detail. Just go to Google. You'll get all the information. Next. I'll give just brief information. So this is a formula. The number of times articles published were cited by index journal by total number of citable items in 2 years. Next. Simple terms, the impact factor is a measure reflecting the average number of citations to articles published in science and social science journals. Next. Other measures also there, agent factor, H index, immediacy index. Next. Agent factor, journals are rated according to the number of incoming citations, with citations from highly ranked journals weighed to make a larger contribution to the agent factor than those from poorly ranked journals. Next. H factor, this is very important, H index. Index that attempts to measure both the productivity and impact of the published work of a scientist or a scholar. A scholar with index of H has published H papers, each of which has been cited by others at least H times. Serves as an alternative to more traditional journal impact factor metrics in the evaluation of impact of the work of a particular researcher. Remember, if you want to go to US, if you want to become a professor, you need minimum H index is 15. More than 15, more than 20, you're great. Next, but it requires 15 to 20 years. Next. So I'm giving myself as example here. So this is from Google Scholar I taken. So see how much citations 2481, H index 28, I index 55. So this is the way they will calculate. So you need not to say anything. You need not to say anything. By name itself, they will track everything from the Google Scholar. Next please. Immediate index is other. Next. So how do impact factors help you find the best journals in which to publish? Next. Self-citations, I don't know, very danger. So don't go for self-citations. And some disciplines tend to be cited more than others. Does not take into account negative citations. And don't change your same work. Don't send to other journals. So you should have some limitations. Next. So how to find a journal impact factor? Use the Learning Resource Center, LRC. Electronic resources to go to Web of Science. Click to additional resources to find journal citation reports. Next. So get cited, publish or perish. This is very important. H index is very important. Next. I don't know. Collaboration is very important. You can collaborate with other students, community stakeholders, parents, administrators, staff, teachers. NIPER is a bigger now. We can go collaborate with NIPERs, big universities. Nothing wrong. Next. Open access message to researchers. Used to publish or perish. Get cited or perish. Open access. More readers, more citations, more impact. Sure, you publish your prestige, but you also publish to be read. Remember, it should be worthable. Next. So this is a general impact factor. I told no. Student impact factor 1.5. X general I'm giving. Next. A better citation metric. H index I told no. So if you want, you can go to this. I'm giving link how they will calculate. And what is good H index? H means Hirsch reckons that after 20 years of research, H index of 20 is good, 40 is outstanding, and 60 is truly exceptional. So, for example, if it is, see, 84% of Nobel Prize winners in physics, they have minimum 30 and maximum 60. Remember, then only your work is high end. Next. So, citation index, I told you, there are a lot of there. SciFinder is there. Google Scholar is there. Just I told USPTO is there. Citation Bridge. Next. So I'm holding with related to our pharma only. Science Direct, cross reference. Next. Sightseer. So these are objectives. I'm giving only just information. Difference in research, evaluation, assessment. Next. So what is your research? How you are going to assess? Who care about your education research? Next. Reputation is very important. Time, money. Why education research is important? Accountability. And money, time, outcome, programs, personal, books, software, facilities, and time. Again, I'm saying because nowadays all colleges are going for NAC, so they're asking publications, they are asking books, books, they're asking patents. Next, issues related to accountability. So first we have to admit there are problems in education before we can solve the problem. When there is a problem, what do? Propose solutions. Testing involves measuring outcomes. Interpretation of results. Testing involves reporting results. Next. Accountability is very important. Fear of loss of public trust, loss of funds, loss of jobs, fear of loss of control. Education is who we are and what we do. So you should be very answerable to your project. Whatever the amount is coming from public agencies, you should do 100% ethically. Don't misuse that fund because government is trusting you. Next. So why research and evaluation important to career and technical education? So once you get your assistant professor to associate professor to professor, so they are asking a lot of publications, a lot of APA index. That index is now professors are asking, they are asking 400, associate 300, assistant 100. So that's why your publications, your patents, your projects are very, very important. Next. And finally, why it is important? Go back. No, next. No. 2, 3, 4. Okay. Issue data accountability done. Next. Yeah. Why is research and evaluation important to carry? Yes, already told. Next. And why it is important to be good consumer of research? To be more effective teachers, to be more effective administrator, to be able to establish a benchmark. So you should be a role model for your students. Next. And locating source of good research. Library. Nowadays, all online. Everything is available in the online now. Next. And what are some less desirable source of research? Magazines, newspapers, bias groups. Next. Some terms that imply quality: to read, scholarly, learned forums, peer reviewed. I told no. Always remember, peer reviewed journals means your research is evaluated by 3 persons. So it will take 3 to 6 months. Now some papers today sent, tomorrow coming. No, people will not accept. Please remember, evaluation is important. Reviewing is important. Blind review, double blind, single blind, and empirically based. Next. So what is research important for actual science? Answers, solutions, challenger, validate, basis by decisions, professional knowledge base, larger society. So your answer to society. Next, please. Research forms, characteristics of actual science, approaches, research reporting. Next. So in the university sector, you see knowledge explosion, research-based success, hegemony of other fields, infrastructure and social equity discipline, reduce public funding. Nowadays, no, there is no funding at all. No research is coming in the especially university levels. Next. So damaging responses, emphasis on funding, fundraising, more and higher fees, more but lower quality students. Nowadays, no, even thinking about students also, thinking about teachers also. So everything is little bit declining, but we should motivate. First, we should motivate ourselves, then we should motivate our students. And coming to your academic positions, there is no promotions at all because lack of funding. Next. Academic position versus achievements, fuzzy knowledge base, expanding demands, intellectual, time, and labor incentive question. Next. So this is very, very important for all my teachers. Please decide your weekly 40 hours. Actually, this is 40 hours, 6-day week. So you should 40% teaching, preparation, delivery, 25% research writing, supervision, 15% professional leadership, your service, 15% administration, 5% consultancy, total 100%. Your time should be like this. But unfortunately, I'm sorry to say, many principals 100% administration. Our teachers only 100% teaching, but research is missing. So that is very, very important. That will give you a lot of name and fame. Without research, nobody will hear you. So try to mingle this time. Next. Research and students. So many tensions are there in the teacher sector, but on the other side, a lot of opportunities are there. Next. Tensions versus opportunities. Tensions. Next. Research versus employers. Deep learning is very, very important. Next. Develop research competencies in programs of actual studies, research literacy, research criticism, knowledge focused research analysis, record focused research analysis, research teamwork, seminar research, lead or master researcher. Next, please. Micro level, macro level. Next. Research talking conference. This I will give within 10 minutes. I will do close. So how you should present your talk in conference. Next, please. So who will be the audience? Scientists, experts will be there. So students will be there. Sometimes non-experts. You should be very careful. You should know the audience. Next. Keep in mind, they might be tired. They can be read. They are thinking, why should I listen? Non-experts will turn off within 2 minutes. Experts in 5 minutes. So always you should give perfect information to the audience. Early motivation is very, very important. Next. Visuals are very, very important. Understand the problem was and why it was important. Next. Tell about literature. Motivate your work. Illustrate the basic intuition. Show your solution in action. Highlight the extreme cases or shortcomings. Next. So where were you? Have a running outline of main steps of your idea. Use visual to present it at the beginning of each step. Next. Because they will give very less time, 15 minutes. So you should give important information. Be familiar with all related work. Don't list each paper you read. Mainly talk about results that are immediately related to what you did. So people will do full introduction. No need of introduction. Remember what you've done, your work, your results, your discussion. That's all. Next. Technical details you should give the information, present specific aspect. Next. What is the problem? Motivation and goals, relevant state of the art. Next. Less is more, fill with a narration, not words. Use animation, color, bullet points to shoot information, use the information. Be consistent. Next. Your font size is also very, very important. Slide layout. Don't give all information at a time. Next. Use bullets. Show one point each time. Decent size is important. Next. Good fonts are important. 24 minimum, 32 maximum. Next. Use Times New Roman. Don't use this. Don't use all capitals or don't use complicated font. Next. Don't use small font. Colors are very important. Always. Background is white. Your words in the black. Heading should be any one color. Next. Just I told no. Next. Graphs. Next. I'll show which is a good graph, which is a bad graph. This is very bad. Don't show like this. Next. This is a good one. This again bad one. You should erase that lines. Next. Presentation slides should be very, very, you should prepare. Now they informed me 1 week back. Day one I started. Next. Practice, practice, practice. Remember, you should stand in front of the mirror. You can talk, you can read. Otherwise, talk to your friends. Then only come to picture. Next. Next. Be enthusiastic. Make eye contact. Very, very important. Next. Especially physical. Now we are in webinar. I cannot see all you. Many number is there. So delivering the talk, point at the screen, not the computer. Do not read. Please remember, don't read. Explain, explain. Next. Next. Any questions? No? At the end of the talk, you can ask and the questions. Nothing wrong. If you don't know, you can learn and tell. You can mail them. Next. Practice every chance you can. Observe others. Next. So exposure versus disease. Next. Basic question research, especially formed research. Hypothesis we should do. Null hypothesis or alternative hypothesis. Next. I'm not going in detail. What is hypothesis framing? Next. And last, how to present your journal club. This is also very, very important for informed students. Next. So content, introduction, definition of journal, need of the journal club, evaluation, definition, aim. Next. Types of journal club, how to start, impact of journal, evaluation, conclusion, references. Next. So medical literature is continually expanding. Concepts, ideas, beliefs are undergoing rapid transformation. Next. The Journal Club provides a forum to remain current with the literature and also offers an opportunity to learn methods of critically evaluating journal texts. 20 years back, I went to US for postdoc, where in USA, they will every Thursday we have a Journal Club. That means I should take one research paper. I should imagine that I did that work. I should explain to my professors. So they will ask questions. Then I can learn. According to that, I can do my for the research work. That is the purpose of journal club. Next. This is a periodical intended for specialists, written by academicians and more prestigious. Next. So why do we need journals? To impress, learn clinical features, to distinguish useful from harmful, to keep abreast the professional news, whether to use a new or existing diagnostic test, need of healthcare, quality and cost effectiveness, to understand pathobiology, handling of a problem, to be treated by letters or editors. Next. Different types of scientific writing: original article, case report, review article, editorial, letters to editor. Next. So he started, no, this is a history about scientific publication. Remember, first scientific journal started in 1665. Next. So this is a background information. So 1990, we started electronic journal. Next. Scientific papers, data-driven papers, tutorial papers, method monitoring papers, consciousness raising papers, theoretical papers, review papers, research papers. Next. We already told this is journal club. Individual who meet regularly or critically read, understand, and evaluate. Next. Teaching, learning format. It started in 1835 and slowly in America in 1875. McGill University. Next. This is the aim of journal club. Next. So these are the goals: providing participation, teaching and learning the technique, promoting and importance of valid research findings. Next. Sometimes if the findings are wrong, we can discuss. So learning, presentation skill, feedback to the presenter, better performance. That is the benefit of journal club. Next. Responsibility is important, timetable is important, location, preparation is important, presentation is important, delivery is very, very important, and types of different journal clubs, updating knowledge, critical appreciation journal club, evidence-based journal club, problem-based journal club, alternative journal club, innovative journal club. Next. At least one you can do in your college. Next. Select a director, define the goal, optimize attendance, generate participant interest, special preparation for journal club. Next. Introduction, short review, presenting and evaluating, briefly outline, raising key figures, and finally conclusion. Next. Title, author and place of work, introduction, material, method, result, discussion, what question to ask, general rules. Next. So these are journal club format. Next. This is a session. Either round table you can sit them or heart show shaped. Next. Next. Do's and don'ts. Organize a timetable, snacks. Sometimes they give the snacks. Supportive senior clinician, presenter, things for last minute. Choose clinically relevant papers. Summary in own words. Don't turn over the allocated time. Time is very, very important. Next. Select articles which have different study designs. Don't create controversy. Meticulous analysis of a single article. Problem-based learning. Next. These are the not where others work. So you should imagine and you should find the mistakes. Next. Impact of journal club: improves reading habits, expands body of knowledge, facilitates acquisition of new skills, induces scientific temperament by promoting questioning attitude. Next. Make the members to be more skeptical of author's conclusion. It improves knowledge of clinical epidemiology and biostatistics. Next. Evaluation: the best way to decide whether any adjustment are necessary, to ask the participant whether they are satisfied with the contents or not. Next. The final evaluation. So finally, action. You should plan, act, observe, reflect. This is the access research interacting. Next. So these are the 10 coping strategies. Don't give up. Enlist the help of colleagues. Keep a positive attitude. Be prepared to compromise. Be generous. Go public. Join a local action research group. Establish a research reputation for success. Publish reports in journals. Have faith in your own knowledge. These are the 10 important strategies. Next. 10 guidelines for teachers. Locate, listen to, and articulate your inner voice. Practice reflection in action, on action, and about action. Develop a risk-taking mentality. Trust process as well as people. Appreciate the total person in working with others. Commit to working with colleagues. Redefine your role to extend beyond the classroom. Push and support principals and other administrators to develop interactive professionalism. Commit to continuous improvement and perpetual learning. Monitor and strengthen the connection between your development, student development, at the same time, college development. Next. These are the 8 steps. Test score, disaggregation, timeline development, instructional focus, assessment, tutorials, enrichment, maintenance, monitoring. Next. Plan, do, study, act. This is a continuous process. Next. Finally, conclusion. So, article selection, preparing and presenting a journal club, introduction, about the author in general, hypothesis, evidence-based, study design, analysis of the methodology, results, discussion. Finally, conclusion. Next. So, identify the problem, collecting the data, evaluating the existing data, and taking action. Next. So, final conclusion. Practice a brief oral presentation regarding your research proposal when you apply for funding agencies like AICT, DST, DBT, ICMR, UGC, and CSIR, and your answers to the following questions. Remember, these 8 are very, very important. What is the research problem? What is the purpose of statement? What were the delimitations of this study? What were some potential limitations of this study? What were the initial hypotheses for this study? Were the hypotheses rejected or accepted? What was the overall conclusion of this research? And if you were to replicate the study, describe how you would be. Next. See, if anybody is sleeping like this, I failed. Is listening? Okay, next. So always as a teacher, nobody should sleep in your class. So how to make a good first impression? Be on time, go to your classroom on time. If it is 1 hour, go at 10 to 11 minutes, 10, sharp 10, 5 minutes before itself. Dress to impress. Your dress should be important. Be prepared. Don't go without preparation to classroom. And consider non-verbal communication. That means if anybody is talking, with eyes you can stop. Non-verbal, no need of any verbal. Next. So I'm thankful to my scholars because of them. And this year, my name is included in top 2% in the world. There is an agency called AD Scientific Index. So this is the way how they are organized in the country among 5,000 in the region, 42,000 in the world. How much? 2 lakhs out of 1 crore. So this is from India, and this is from my university. Next, please. Why I'm showing this? Because they will see your H index, they will see I-10 index, they will see citation. So because of citations, I'm here. My H index is 28, and my citations as and date is how much? 2462. So because of this, my I-10 index is 55. Why I'm getting? Because 20 years I started. I'm proud to Dr. Venkateshwar sir, who given a research to me as a PhD. Now I given a lot of information to my scholars. Because of scholars, my name is here. So I wish all the staff members, all the students, you should go to this level, and we are giving a name and fame to our country, and at the same time in the world. Next, please. So disappointment is when a beautiful hypothesis is destroyed by an ugly fact, by Newton. Next. So thank you for your listening and watching my presentation. Hope I'm completed in time. Now it's open for discussion.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Really, it's a wonderful presentation, sir. People are attentive, and they are asking the questions in the chat box also when you are presenting it.
So nobody sleep.
Yes, yes. People has waited till this time just to interact with you and to clarify all their doubts. That means we got almost 167 participants as of now. So that is what across the India, sir.
Great. Even I'm seeing a lot of chat boxes, questions are coming.
Yes, yes.
Definitely, whatever the questions, we'll answer them either now or even they can come by either mail or because I'm active in social media and Facebook and LinkedIn. Anybody can just type my name. I'm available to everyone. Even you can contact EsPharma, Uma Shankar or Jyotishree.
Yes, sir. So all the participants, on the count of 3, can we give a big clap to sir? Any emoji what you feel like giving to sir? So on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm taking a screenshot here. Please do give your emoji, whatever you feel like.
Oh, great. You're expert in technology. Hari.
Thank you, sir. A lot of people are sending love to you, claps to you, fire
Oh.
ignited. So thank you
Great.
very much, sir. Now we are open to question and answer session. Whatever questions you have, Jyotishi madam will read out questions and
Love you. I'm seeing all these things. I'm very much thankful to you.
Thank you,
For
sir.
patience listening for 1 hour. Really, Shankar and Jyotishree, last 1 week, no, they continuously they are asking, sir, please give me one talk. Definitely, I'm whatever the way, definitely I'm share my knowledge. Last 30 years I'm in this field. Last 25 years I'm in teaching. Whatever you want, Uma and Jyotishree, definitely I will share my knowledge on your platform.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, over to you, Jyoti, please.
Yeah. Sir, first of all, I'm very thankful for this session. As a PhD completed scholar, it is it is a real time survive because this high site index citations, everything, like so many people nowadays, those who are pursuing, they might not be knowing all these things. But this is a really very wonderful session. Sir, we have few queries here. How to get out real UGC and Scopus journals list? Is there any options of getting that, sir?
Yeah, in the website is there, UGC care list is there. But my advice, don't even pharmacy people don't go for UGC. Prefer especially Scopus, Web of Science.
Yes. But Vema Kiran is asking sir, how to identify Scopus Index journal?
Just again, I'm telling now, go to Google, you just write Scopus. But unfortunately, now what happened? No, 1 month Scopus is there, 1 month going back. So even though if standards are not there, Scopus is removing. So always, every day you can check it.
Yes.
Before publishing your paper, check it, then only it is okay.
Yes, sir. Bhavana is asking, can we apply for postdoc research into different specializations like pharmacology coming from a CITICS background? I mean, like combination of specializations, can we do that, sir?
No, but basing on your research papers, they will give.
Yes.
Yeah, especially Western countries, they are so specific about your research. They will see only papers, they will not talk to you.
Yeah.
Basing on your papers, basing on your impact factor, they will. Even I'm proud to say that I have only 4 papers during my PhD on nano. Professor, I targeted only nano professors. Luckily, I got that. So don't think that you want 40 papers or 400. At least good papers. Now that time it is 3 to 5. Now it went to 10 impact factor.
Means that same impact factor will carry out.
Yes, and nowadays now if journal is becoming more famous, your impact factor is increasing.
Our past published paper impact factor also will be counting.
Yes. That time I published only 3 or 4. Now it went to 10.
Okay, sure, right. Can we hope people are asking this presentation? Actually, sir, what sir said not to post the presentation. My request is this is useful for the PhD scholars. If you want the PowerPoint presentation, I'll text my number. Please personally text me. I'll definitely send to the persons those who are in need of this PowerPoint presentation. Sir, is that okay?
Yeah, sure. And somebody is writing green nanotechnology, but nanotechnology okay. But I am not that much on green. Green chemistry is okay, but green nanotechnology. Somebody is asking in the chat box.
Yes.
Yeah, nanotechnology is okay, but not green nanotechnology. How to check predators? Send your mobile number. Oh, sure, ma'am. Okay, they're asking your mobile number. Okay.
No, sir. They're asking about presentation, PowerPoint, this presentation.
Yeah, you can make it. I don't know. You can make it in PDF form, and those who are required, you can share it. Nothing wrong.
Yes. Sure. Is there any other queries, important queries? What are the benefit of reviewing? For reviewers, what is the benefit of reviewing?
Yeah, nothing. We'll get credit because I'm doing 5 to 10 international journals every week, every month. But there is a start. Nobody will give any money. Remember, only name and fame will come.
Yeah, yes, sir. How to check the predators journals? Sir, what is the scope of genome editing technology in research community?
You're very, very high, but unfortunately, no Indian universities and no only CCMBs we can do. But other, yeah, other universities they are not offering because we didn't have that much facility, and it's very
Yeah,
costly. It is very costly.
Yeah, any more queries? You can
The
just
common
text
query
me to-
I'm seeing here is Dr. Mate has also asked how to identify these predatory journals. Nowadays, lot of this, so many, I mean,
Again, only your Google is a king. Your
they are
Google.
creating beautiful website there. They are keeping some organizers, I mean, auditors or organizers or publishers, whatever it may be. But people are unable to identify that journals. Just they're simply paying the cash and publishing.
No, no, don't go for Indian journals. I'm not against anyone, but no quality. International people are not accepting our journals. That is main worry. I'm worrying. At least whatever the less than one, more than one, any international journal, nothing wrong. But unfortunately, nowadays they are making a lot of fee also. There is a big risk here. Every journal now after Corona, they are charging a lot. That is very, very worrying situation, especially Indian students. And one guy is asking BPharm, no, if you pass that exam, IACT exam, you are eligible, but you should have a NET or GPAT.
He's asking after BPharm, can we go to write CSIR entrance exam?
Yes,
For
yes.
research.
Sometimes they are asking a direct exam, but they are asking NET also.
Net also, yes.
Yeah.
Sir, Mahesh is asking, can we propose research on the basis of hypothesis, especially in case of genome editing technology?
No, 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 that is not possible. It's not possible.
I hope all your queries are cleared, and I posted my number here. Kindly take this number, and those who are in really need of this power presentation, surely we will send to them. As I said, like I can't directly post it in the groups. I can send those who are in need.
Yes, yes. Actually, that is a very much really, I mean, it's like a one-stop solution for all kind of research activities. Sir has given enough of information. If they follow the exact process, I mean, whatever the challenges they are facing, if they take that guide sheet from the sir, all the queries will be solved. So we don't want to waste that PPT roaming across the India. Just we want to give it for the serious people who are really into the research persons.
Great, great.
So any questions? We still have another 5 minutes time. So if anyone has some questions or interact with the sir, maybe if someone want to unmute their mic and talk to sir, just we can unmute the mic also. So this is the best time to interact with people like Prabhakar Reddy sir. Why? Because generally he'll be very busy as he's a PCA council member also. We have seen all these certifications also from sir. So luckily we got his time. We were very desperate to get his session for this webinar series. Luckily he accepted and we got this chance. So make use of this interactive session. So if anyone wants to talk to sir or maybe message in the chat box, you can do that. Please.
Yeah, you can get sir mail ID. Sir, can you? Yes. Sure, sure.
Sure.
We'll be sending sir mail ID in the groups.
Great. You can proceed. You can go with headucpspu@gmail.com.
Sure, sir. Sure, sure. Sir, already answered that query, na Shiva? Is there any other queries?
Yeah, everybody is satisfied. But
Yes.
we taken 1 hour 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So how is the session? Can some people give the feedback in the chat box as well? It's good interact.
Already.
So I'm asking in the chat. Yeah, not in the emoji. Okay, okay. Thank you.
PhD, if any PhD aspirants, very informative. Yeah, very informative. Very informative by Aruna. Excellent by Gaurav. Great. Thanks for your compliments. Wonderful. Excellent. Samina. Tahseen. Wonderful session and very insightful for future research aspirants. Yes, that is my purpose. Thank you, Avantika.
Mahesh is asking if any
Yeah.
PhD aspirant came for motivation, what is your suggestion, sir?
Yeah, my question is only first you should qualify in GPAT, then NIPER joint entrance exam, then PhD in NIPER. That's the only way in India. And if you're serious about Western countries, write GRE TOEFL, go for MS in US, then go for PhD, then postdoc. Your life is only two options. Now, state universities funding is not there, and private colleges very difficult. But private universities, okay. But with funding, full time is part time. No, we may not get that much knowledge or that much time. Always full time pages are good. MSc students, net is mandatory, Nana. Net is mandatory. Yeah. Okay, to do PhD in pharma tech. Yes, you can. Thank you, Mahesh. Okay, Sanika. But really wonderful. I'm seeing all over India, pan India. I'm seeing.
It's like you are sitting in front of India map.
Uma Shankar and Jyotish, you success because no, it went to whole India. I thought only for Telangana, but it went to whole India, whole world. Really great. MPharm is possibly external, no, Baba, but some private colleges are doing. But I will not suggest. Full time is good. Generally, you learn something. NDDS topics. Yes, you can. Oh, nanotechnology, liposomes, lipid microspheres. Okay. Vani Krishna, thank you. Okay, Jyoti.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Shall we close?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. Thank
Yes, sir.
you.
Thank you very much for
Thank
your
you,
time,
sir.
sir. Really, we are so
Thank you,
indebted for
thank you,
your-
Mashankar and Jyotisri, for your wonderful efforts for the students.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Definitely, it will. We are doing service to society without keeping any money. Remember, we are
Yes.
not taking any money.
Yes.
Please remember, these guys are working for upgrading of knowledge for students, even teachers. So please utilize it, and definitely coming days you can go for
Thank
higher webinars for our
Sure, sir.
students.
Definitely.
Thank you, one and all.
Under your guidance, definitely we'll do more webinars, sir. Thank you.
100%, 100%. Any session, one session might be mine.
Thank you. Thank
I'm
you.
you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Bye bye.
Thank you, sir.
All,
Thank you all. Thank you.
yeah, all the students, teachers,
Yes, sir.
thank you very much. Wonderful. Good evening. Bye bye.
Thank you, one and all. We'll meet tomorrow for the best wishes webinar. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
I request every person please do attend tomorrow. I requested Ramkishan sir to give some words on the on this day of Pharmacist Day. So please do attend. It's
Yeah,
6
advanced Happy World Pharmacy Day
Yeah.
for all the pharmacy
Thank you, sir.
students.
Happy World Pharmacist Day.
Yeah. Bye bye.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir.
Bye bye now.